Hello, everybody with the Soul Embodiment Tribe. Brigette Patton here with Denise, and we are just going to share a testimonial of her experience working with me in Crack the Safe. So, Denise, if you can just kind of start off telling us what it was that prompted you to reach out and join the course, or what prompted you to start asking about it? What was going on inside of your body?
Well, it started out, I was pretty happy with my life, but I wasn't happy. It just felt like something was really missing. And I seen Bridget online, her Soul Embodiment Tribe, and I reached out to Bridget and I took her Soul Embodiment Tribe class, and I was just eating it up. It really resonated with me. And when I was getting toward the end, it's like I didn't want it to be over. I was having such a great experience. So I continued with Crack the Safe.
Beautiful. And so you recognized that you were happy, but that there was something missing. And you trusted that prompting to reach out to me. What did you notice you weren't seeing was missing in your life once you started Crack the Safe? What started revealing itself to you?
You mean after I started the course?
Yeah, because I think a lot of us, we get into a space where we think everything's okay. You're just kind of coasting along. Your bills are getting paid. You're getting to travel. You're getting to do things that you enjoy. But something was missing. What did you realize was missing when you started the course? What started being revealed to you?
I just felt really sad. Even though I was happy with my life and I was doing the things I wanted to do, it inside my heart, I just felt really sad. I knew that there was something missing. Um, and that's why I reached out to you. And the course really helped me to start to pay more attention, to get those messages from source that are leading me to where I do feel better about myself and my life and my spiritual journey.
And what would you say has changed in your relationships? What are people around you noticing about you?
Oh, I'm a lot calmer. I am now able to, for myself, and I'm not sure, I'm able to look at people from a different perspective now and change where I'm coming from. Instead of taking it in and then reacting, I'm taking it in, processing it, changing my perspective so I can look at it from theirs, if that makes sense. I guess you call it mirroring. Um,
Yes.
Looking at things differently now and able to process it from a higher perspective instead of reacting, with an instant emotion that isn't necessarily valid or appropriate.
Yeah, we sometimes get caught up in those emotions, don't we?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
And
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just going to say so many things now make so much more sense. And the Crack the Safe, like I said, with the soul embodiment course, it really was touching the surface, and I just wanted more. And I still, I just always look forward to your videos in the next module. I'm just anxious to get to it because I'm so hungry for this knowledge. I mean, my soul is, I know now what I was missing, and I'm just thirsting for that connection.
Isn't it funny how we know something's missing and we can't pinpoint it, but we're afraid to like start off in that, and then once we feel it, there's no turning back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm really excited about where this is going. I know that I'm just again still touching the surface, and there's so much more. But with your coaching and your support, it's really helping. I can't imagine trying to do what I'm doing without the help that I'm getting from you and your course.
Thank you. Yes, it's an honor, and it's so exciting to watch you guys developing your gifts and being able to step out in the real world and interact with other people and still be able to maintain that higher consciousness. So, how about your workplace? How has that changed for you?
Oh, it's changed. I was able to. My boss sometimes gets really aggressive, kind of angry, and I was able to one time. He just really made me angry, and I took out my map of consciousness that you had given us in the course, and I thought, okay, I need to change this, and I moved up into another perspective, a higher vibration, And I stayed there, and he actually came up to meet me later that day. He adjusted, and I've also got him meditating. I've been able to be more just truthful with him from my heart. So
Yes.
it changed my workplace dynamic immensely,
And you
because I go ahead.
were you feeling a little resistance around being at that work environment before you started taking the course?
Oh, I would get so angry when he'd get like that. And then I would get angry and I would hold that anger in. And now I'm able to process it, or as you call it, transmute it into a higher vibration. So I don't let him bring me down in that lower vibration anymore. I keep my higher vibration, and usually I can bring him up. I just come up there and stay there, and
Oh, we're losing you.
I'm off on him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so important when you're spending so much time at your workplace.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd go home and I'd be so wound up and so angry and so tense that this has changed a lot here at my office. And
Beautiful.
then, with the family too, trying to realize that, again, look at it from a different perspective instead of my ego. My ego wants them to make different decisions, and my ego thinks they should do better with their life. And it's like, my ego's in the way. I can't do that. I have to let them live their life and love them for who they are. And that's something I've learned through this course as well, is trying to accept people as they are and let go of all that judgment.
And how has the self-judgment of what you experienced and didn't know you were doing to yourself, how has that shifted?
I'm trying to be kind. I'm trying to take care of my spiritual, emotional, and physical being, my human as well, because there's a lot going on. I mean, with the energy, the vibrations, and learning to process that, I've had physical changes in my body that I'm working with, and sometimes my ego again. I'm thinking, well, I shouldn't be doing that, and, so it does help me put that into perspective as well, to try to appreciate everything that's happening, again, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Yes, 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 yes. It's so refreshing to be able to combine all of that together and just be a normal human walking around on the planet and not having all of these feelings come up and you don't know where they're coming from and you feel lost, you don't have the clarity, and being able to have those tools to get you into that thought process, into that consciousness really helps keep the balance inside of you. So how
Oh,
has that changed?
um,
Nope, nope, we're getting frozen again.
that I just more when things, of course, and your coaching, when things are happening externally, for me to go internally and try to figure out why that's happening, and deal with it. A lot of times I just have to slow down, and I breathe through it. I breathe in, I kind of do a body scan and think, what is this meaning for me, and what do I need to do? So processing it is what's going on externally, which before I wouldn't have never thought of that. I would just, react, from ego instantly.
Yeah, and you weren't able to see, if you should be doing this or you shouldn't be doing this. You just were reacting and you didn't have that balance of neutrality to be able to really feel into it and see which direction is going to serve your highest purpose. I love
Right.
that.
And I'm still working on that too. Again, I think it's all a process. Like, you start out with little baby steps, and it gets bigger and bigger. And what I do love, one of the most things, is now the synchronicities that I notice that I didn't notice before. And of course, now I get more of them because I'm more aware and more observant.
Yes.
Um, so I love that. I'm always getting messages from source letting me know that I'm on the right path, because, as I've told you before, I like a lot of hand holding. um,
Well, and
I,
honestly, when you're going through a transformation like this, helpful to have the hand holding because it allows your ego to relax into that transformation because you have something physical here that you're anchored into, and it allows you to kind of go back and forth and find your balance and what works for you.
Oh, absolutely. Because you think you're doing it right, but then you your ego questions. Are you sure you saw what you saw? Are you sure you felt what you thought? Are you sure you thought that thought? So then you get those little synchronicities that are, oh yeah, that's what you do. And of course, you've helped me confirm that as well. Because my ego questions it a lot. So trying to take the ego out of that and go internally to say, okay, and believe in myself and trust in the process, which
Yeah.
I've from you.
Yes. Yes. It's so important to have that self-trust. Well, Denise, I appreciate you sharing your testimony, and a couple of questions popped in. Somebody was asking if the course is still going on. Yes, it's ongoing. So people join when they feel prompted. I do a brief synergy session with you just to see and feel. You guys can feel into the connection and decide for yourselves if it resonates with you to participate in the course or not. But either way, it's a good measurement. I always give you guys a couple of things to walk away with to kind of shift your perspective so that you can get to a place of joining the course if that's what you're being prompted towards. So again, thank you so much, Denise. This has been very helpful, and I'm sure people didn't even realize there was a course. And I always, again, think that I'm sharing this information and people are like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know there was a course. So I'm glad that you were able to speak to it and people can kind of see what it's about. Anybody that is interested, please reach out to me. I would love to talk with you. And I just am so honored to be able to do this work with you guys and be able to watch the transformations. It's mind blowing, honestly, even though I do this every day.
Awesome.
All right. Well, you guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you again, Denise. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day.
Blessings.